Three people facing federal charges accused of working together to burn down a nail salon in Monroe.
Prosecutors say the person who planned this owns two other nail salons. So it all started when Monroe police responded for a fire outside of the Bora Bora Nail Salon on Hamilton Lebanon Road a little earlier this month. WLWT News 5's Rachel Hersheimer's live force in Monroe with tonight's new details. Hi, Rachel.
Well, Mike and Cherie, three women are accused of placing an explosive device inside this nail salon and trying to destroy it. Now, according to court documents, they may have been planning this for at least a week. Three people are facing federal charges. According to court documents, on February 5th, Sierra Marie Bishop and Michaela Ann Rennick visited Bora Bora Nails and Spa for treatment. Phone records obtained by the FBI show text messages exchanged between the two during their appointment. Rennick said, "Best bet would be really nice to toss behind bar, but IDK." Bishop responds, "That camera pointed at the bar." After the treatments, according to the complaint, Bishop places a bag behind a desk and then leaves the salon with Rennick. Later, an employee thought it smelled like gasoline, looked inside this bag, and noticed the device. The employee brought it to the dumpster as it began to burn. The complaint says this was planned for a week, allegedly involving Kim Lin Vu, who owns two different nail salons. The complaint states Vu enlisted Bishop to build the explosive device and plant it at the salon. Documents state on January 27th, Bishop texted a video to Vu showing an attempted ignition of a device with the comment, "almost." Vu responded, "Wow, takes too long to build." Bishop replies, "Need to tweak a little, but should be good to go. Takes too long because I have to make it wireless." The three women are charged with conspiracy to commit malicious destruction via fire, an attempt to commit malicious destruction by fire.
Miss Vu wasn't there, so whatever these two ladies did, Miss Vu was not present.
Vu's attorney says his client maintains her innocence.
Miss Vu is a good citizen. She's a very hard worker. She has a good business. And like I said, she's been cooperative with the process. This is an accusation, and we'll have to see how everything plays out.
Now, if the three defendants are found guilty, they could spend up to 25 years in prison. As for this owner here at the nail salon, he tells us he does not want to comment until the investigation is complete. We're live tonight in Monroe. Rachel Hersheimer, WLWT News 5.
Rachel, thank you. Also new.
Okay, so y'all just heard that news clip right there, and I wish I could say I'm surprised by what I just heard, but business sabotage is like the tale as old as time. That has been something that has been going on for so long. Whenever a business is successful and you have competition and you feel like you have to destroy them. So you have these three women right here, and I find it very interesting that the obvious Asian culprit in this doesn't have a mugshot. It's pretty obvious that this Kim Lin Vu person, just on the name alone, we know is an Asian woman, but they have the other two people up there. Now, this Sierra Bishop, I believe she's the one that made the device. And, the Michaela chick, they pretty much all conspire with each other in order to take down this business. Luckily, someone in that shop had the wherewithal to go and check, and they said it was the gasoline that they smelled that made them realize something was off. Because you want to make sure that there's not a gas leak, because that's the first thing people are going to think, is it a gas leak or is something with gas on? And then luckily they found it, and luckily they took it out to that dumpster, because they said when they put it in that dumpster, that's when it began to burn. So if they didn't catch it right then and there, their business would have gone up in flames for sure, and it would have been a lot of injuries and possibly some deaths, because you got to think you're working in a salon and there's chemicals in there, like that nail polish remover. That's mainly alcohol based. Alcohol and fire don't mix. That's a highly flammable object, as well as the other chemicals that are in there. But I truly believe this was nothing more than business sabotage, because this Kim Lin Vu person, they said she has two shops, and obviously this other shop is probably taking away her business or taking away customers, or not, her new people are not coming and things of that nature. Because on the news clip, they actually showed what this other business looks like, and it looks really nice from the outside. It looks really nice. So she was probably threatened by that. Now, You know her attorney is full of it. He says that, she wasn't there. She maintains her innocence. She says it's accusations, but they retrieved the text messages that Kim and Sierra, well, all three of them, more so Kim and Sierra, were having with each other when it came to making this device, this arson device. The text messages were there, and you heard it right here in the news clip. They read what the conversation was. She knew what was going on. She hired her to do this, or hired them to be involved. So for her attorney to sit up there and say, oh, because she wasn't there, no, that's nonsense. She has just as much a part to play in this than the other two, because she's the one that helped plan it. They said they were planning this thing for at least a week. They pulled up the text messages, and her name came up in the back and forth in those text messages. So she knew what was going on. So to sit there and say that, to act like she didn't know, and these are just accusations, that is BS. And I want to say that this other salon that they were trying to sabotage is Asian owned as well, because most of these nail shops are owned by Asians. Let's be real here. It's not a lot of black owned nail shops. So would this be Asian on Asian crime, or Asian on Asian attempted crime? I need to know what the AAPI got to say about that. I want to know what Charlie Cheon got to say about this, or Andy No, or all those other ones that got something to say about black people. What do they got to say about this? You have an Asian woman that was trying to burn up what could possibly have been another Asian nail shop because she was upset because she was probably losing money, or losing to the competition. They said she already owned two shops that were not far from where this other one is. And I guess because she was the big wig in town, so to speak, she didn't want another one there stepping on her toes. So she had to find a way to get rid of him. My thing is this: do they not think that people wouldn't have found out that this was arson? Because they wouldn't have been able to say, oh, was it a gas leak or bad wiring? No, they would have been able to determine that, because when they would have dug through the rubble or whatever got burnt, they would have found that, because they showed a picture of what the device looked like. It was in a cardboard box, and it almost looked like a digital Molotov cocktail, so to speak. So if they would have found that, they would have been able to determine, oh, this was intentional. Somebody was trying to burn you out or burn your business down. So they would have found out. They was even talking about the camera positioning and everything, and they got caught by the cameras. They said they placed the bag there and then walked out of the salon. That was the whole gimmick. So the whole way that they played it into it is this Kim Vu person hired the Sierra person to make the device, which she did. Then they got this Michaela person to go up in there with Sierra to make it seem like she was getting her nails done at this spot just so she can get in there and get them distracted, and then to place the device there. And then once she got done being pampered, they both walked out. I said the suspicions would have arose there because, a lot of people, they tend to be, repeat customers and everything like that. And then sometimes, you'll get a new customer, but you just got to be aware of your surroundings. But yeah, I just find it interesting that the person who put this all together doesn't have a mugshot. And we know that this is an Asian woman. I'm just saying, it's pretty obvious. And again, that lawyer is full of crap. Your client knew exactly what she was doing. She pretty much put this whole thing together. Because what did these two stand to lose from this? She didn't own this shop. She did. They didn't stand to lose anything from this. She did. So they need to find a way to get her mugshot out there and get her charged along with the rest of them. Well, it says that they were indicted, so they did hit her with something, but they didn't put her mugshot out there. I don't know why they protecting her. I mean, if they are eventually, found guilty for what they did, they're going to have to put a picture out there eventually. But they giving her the ultimate protection, and she was the one that orchestrated the whole thing. Go figure.